Okay, let's do this. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for clicking the link to this video. As you can see by the title, this video is a little bit more serious. I usually don't do serious videos on this channel because I'm not a serious person, but I was like, why not? Tons of people always ask me about my coming out story, how my parents took it, how my friends took it, how it affects me today. So I was like, let's sit down and do a story time with you guys and really just talk about it. So if you guys are ready for this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. You're already here, you might as well subscribe, girl. Without further ado, let's just get into my coming out story and talk a little bit. So growing up in southern Arkansas is kind of hard for anyone included in the LGBTQ plus community. As many of you know, bullying is so real, especially still today, and even back then, back whenever. Being open with your sexuality may not have been the most, I don't know, accepted thing, and it still kind of isn't. We're changing, the world's changing, thank God, but it still is kind of scary to a lot of people. Growing up, like I said, in the South, in Arkansas, in the Bible Belt, was extremely hard, being surrounded by churches. And as I was in elementary and into middle school and high school, I attended youth groups, I attended church with my friends, and a lot of things that they were preaching were so demeaning to the LGBTQ plus community, and that really put a damper on my mood and really affected how I thought about myself. I wasn't openly gay at the time, so the way that I wanted to live eventually wouldn't be accepted by, you know, the church. And it really put a damper on me and really caused me to think that I was in the wrong and that I was living the wrong way, when in fact that wasn't the truth. I started going to church less and less because I just didn't feel comfortable. I always knew from a young age that I thought differently than a lot of people did, as I'm sure anyone in the LGBTQ plus community would admit. Even in elementary, I remember being picked on because, you know, I was more feminine. I hung out with girls, and into middle school, I still hung out with girls. I never had any guy friends. My parents would always question me about that, but I just felt more comfortable being around girls. And so the gay comments would come. I got called a lot of mean things that I would never wish upon anyone. And even saying out loud, you know, like identifying as gay, it still kind of feels weird to say out loud. And I know that sounds crazy because I've been out for a couple years now, but I was called gay in a demeaning term. It still affects me, and I didn't really let it get to me until high school, when I really started to discover more of myself, and my thoughts began running more and more, and I really just knew in my mind that one day I would probably come out, because I knew I was gay deep down inside, but I was still in denial at the time. I had a really close, tight-knit group of friends, 3 friends, Chloe, Carly, and Chase, who I still keep up with today. They were, you know, my home base in high school. I really felt comfortable with them, even though I was trying so hard to fit in with everyone else. I was wearing specific brands to fit in with the popular kids. I was completely changing myself when I got to school. I wasn't happy. That's how I was all through elementary, middle, and high school. I was just hiding behind a facade. I just wasn't being myself because I was literally terrified. So going on to my freshman year of college, when you go to college, you'll meet a lot of amazing, different, unique people, and that was really comforting to me as well. I got to start over in a sense. Even though I did go to college with a lot of my hometown friends, I got to meet new people, and it was so liberating and exciting. And so I went through a full first year of college before ever coming out, because, you know, I still was scared. It's just a scary thing in general to finally admit to yourself, hey, this is my sexuality. I am gay. I want to live this life. I'm finally happy with myself, kind of. I'm just ready to start this new chapter. So that new chapter started for me end of my freshman year of college. I came out to my closest friends at the time, and they were so welcoming about it and so loving about it, and truly loved me and let me know, like, girl, we low-key knew, TBH, like, you weren't fooling us, honestly. I continued to surround myself with people who cared and loved me for me. And so my sophomore year is when I first, you know, really started, I experimented my freshman year and everything like that, but my sophomore year is really when I met the person who I am still with today, Bo. If you don't know Bo, why are you even here? Girl, I've been posting with him for 5 years on my social media, and we've been together for 5 years, which is absolutely nuts to say, but I met him my sophomore year of college, and literally my whole life changed. Like, if it wasn't for him, girl, I do not know where I'd be. I truly adore and love him and thank him for, you know, being my partner and being with me through a lot of big moments in my life. One of those big moments being coming out to my parents. So I had been dating Bo for 2 years before I ever told my parents that I was gay and that I was in a relationship. I felt a lot of pressure in those 2 years to come out to my parents just because I was publicly dating someone. With the pressure from my friends and even Bo, I mean, I don't blame anyone. It may seem kind of crazy dating someone for 2 years and your parents have no idea about them. I just wasn't ready, and that is totally valid. Your feelings are valid, 100%, and if you are not ready, do not come out. With Bo, his parents were on social media, so they saw a lot of us, posing together, being together, out in public together, all that kind of stuff. My parents were not on social media. So I felt a lot of pressure from Bo and my friends to come out, but I just wasn't ready, and that's something that they had to understand. It was my sophomore year of college. I had went on a vacation with my parents and I was like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be strong, I'm gonna tell them. But girl, that is the scariest shit ever. Those of you that have come out understand that stuff is scary because you don't know how your parents are gonna react. They grew up in a whole different time than we did, and it may have been viewed a whole lot differently than it is now. And even now it's still scary because you never know how your parents are gonna react. I was not able to tell my parents face to face, and it killed me that I didn't get to do that. So I wrote my mom and dad a letter, and before I went back home after our vacation, I left it on my mom's vanity. And I did not hear from my parents for hours. It was killing me. I was like, oh my gosh, they're disowning me, they're cutting me off, like it's gonna be so bad. And then my dad ended up calling me on the phone and he was like,
so it's true, you're gay.
And I was like,
yes. It's true. The rumors are true. The tabloids are true.
And he was like,
oh my gosh, well, we just don't know how to feel about it. We never expected this.
And I was like,
really, girl?
like, you didn't expect this? Like, my ass was literally like in middle school and high school blasting every Lady Gaga record in my bedroom, having a full concert, and they had no idea? Blows my mind. It took months and months and even a year later for my parents to be completely open with me. I didn't get cut off. They didn't stop talking to me. It was just hard for them to, deal with at the beginning, which I completely get. And in a sense, I'm blessed to the fact that my parents, still talk to me and, wanted to know about Bo and my relationship and my life. And I think a year later, as they saw I was still in this relationship and I was being my true, authentic, best self, they kind of were like, whoa. He's still human, he's still our son, like we're gonna have to accept this. And I am so grateful that they love Bo, they're happy for me, they call me every day, check up on me, I love my parents. They just see how happy I am, truly, because for so long in middle school and high school, I was so sheltered and so hidden and scared to be my true self, even around them, even around some of my friends at the time. Now that they see me fully thriving and being myself and genuinely so happy, they're just as happy for me. If you are struggling to come out, if you are struggling with self-identity, I have like 3 tips, 3 things that I've learned over the years that I just want to spit out and tell you guys. The first is just take time for yourself to find yourself. Experiment, go out, have fun. You only have one life, so like literally live it. Dress the way you want to dress, be with who you want to be with, with people that make you feel genuinely loved. And just try to self-identify. It seems scary at first. It was for me to realize like, damn, like I have to go out and I have to like put myself out there in order to find myself. It really worked when I really started focusing on me and put everyone else aside. No one's happiness mattered except mine because this is my life. When I came out, I was like, what? I don't even know, 21? I'm 24 now. 20 or 21, I don't remember. I was struggling and I still struggle now trying to find myself, but and it's something I'm working on every day. So that's one tip, is just work on yourself and everything will surely fall into place. The next tip is to surround yourself with people who care about you and love you and people that make you feel like you're doing good in the world. You need to release those toxic people.
Period.
Surrounding yourself with people that genuinely love you for you will make all the difference. And when people tell you that the way you're living your life is not normal or it's a sin, that was so tough for me growing up because I heard it constantly and I wasn't out when I was in high school and middle school, elementary. I wasn't out. So hearing that, hearing people talk about, other openly gay people about how it's a sin, how they're not normal, it really heats me up. You are normal, you are human just like the next person, and you need to realize that and know that what you're doing doesn't make you any less of a person. It's just you think differently and you live your life differently, and that's okay, and that's not anyone else's business. Honestly, this video was kind of scary. I'm like shaking. This video is kind of scary for me to make because I don't publicly talk about my sexuality that much. Yeah, I post with Bo and I post with my friends, and you know, I do my poses that everyone makes fun of me for. I'm obviously an openly gay man and I'm proud of it. I'm learning to accept myself more and more every day. 2020 is the year of loving ourselves and putting ourselves out there and really reaching out to people, because maybe, you know, this video will help some other kid in Southern Arkansas growing up, doesn't know where to start, doesn't know where to go, but just know that it gets better. And as soon as you start loving yourself and surrounding yourself with people and not listening to the naysayers, your life will become so much better. I've never really been a fully confident person, and I know that's crazy for me to say because some of you are like, girl, we see you online, like you look confident as hell. Instagram and social media is such a facade for everyone, not just me. You know, it's still a learning process, and I'm still learning to be confident and embody my true, you know, identity, which is something we're gonna be dealing with our whole life. We're constantly gonna be changing and experiencing new things. It feels great to sit here and do this video and just talk to you guys about all of this and let it all out, because like I said, I don't ever talk about my insecurities or, you know, my coming out story or how my parents took it, how my friends took it. I just don't talk about that stuff. So that's why I wanted to do this video today, talk to you guys directly and, you know, just spill my heart for a second. You know what I mean, girl? I mean, you gotta do it sometimes. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like it, please, and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below if you have any questions. I'm an open book right now. I love to talk with you guys. If you have any personal questions, if you're trying to come out, don't know how, reach out to me on Instagram. We should all be there for each other at the end of the day. Yeah. I guess that's it for this video. Like I said, I am never serious, so to sit here and like just talk directly to the camera and not like vlog and like be extra and stupid and crazy feels weird, but kind of liberating in a sense. I kind of like doing these story time videos, so if you guys want to see more, also comment that down below, and I guess we'll just see you in the next one. Bye guys.